So they're gonna have Keeper of the Light, TB lane, Darkseer, Earth Spirit, one of the oldest laners, good companions, good comrades together. They threaten PA so much in the lane because she's vulnerable to magical damage.
5 seconds.
So is EG, they're still looking for the same thing that you've been saying since the very beginning of the draft. VP with their last pick, are they going to find what they need? They get the lob that was banned last time, right?
That's so clever. It's basically, okay, we know that the OD is still on the table. We know that there are a number of matchups still on the table that we might fear, but Pugna takes away a lot of what VP would have been worried about EG last picking.
Oh yeah, and the Pugna gives them also saving capability against the PA, another hero who has a lot of magical damage. It's gonna be tough, and they take towers by force. They can just easily group up at the tower. They don't even need to take a fight just by being there as 5 once TB gets the items online. No matter what EG picks right now, I don't see a hero that can help them around this draft. And they're running out of time. This is never a good sign. If you're down to 5 seconds, it means...
Well, there's your single target.
All right, that's a better one.
And so this looks like it's going to be another Prophet mid. This is going to be Sumail's 3rd game career on Nature's Prophet, all in this tournament. Yep. He's now 1-1. He did have a great game against Alliance on that Prophet yesterday. And then obviously the result of game 1, not what they'd hoped. I actually really like Doom. I think you can, if you find an early Satyr, you get that Satyr regen, you get the regen from just devouring lane creeps, and he has a ton of sustain in lane. I think they're a much better EG draft this time.
Is Doom the pleasant surprise that you needed right now? Is it the surprise that EG fans needed?
Yeah, I'm taking this back a bit, but I still think Virtus.pro has a way better draft, but Doom, double Doom, combine it with the Grimstroke ulti, this is the thing that could turn things around easily.
Okay, so all of a sudden they found a way to really employ that Grimstroke, make it useful. Are they going to be able to enable this Nature's Prophet as well?
I think Sumail plays a clean game mid on the NP, and this one could look very different. I still favor VP slightly, but I think this is going to be a good game for EG.
Uphill battle for EG here, but all of a sudden that Doom breathes a little bit of life into the desk. Now the desk is thinking that...
Did you know the Doom has a spell that it's called Doom as well?
I trust him.
Mind equals blown. Yeah, believe it or not.
I'm still making the list of people that I can't trust, and I actually got to throw it down to one of those people I can't trust right now. Kyle, take us away.
I don't know about this beatdown, Richard. Like, Kyle is the one you do trust. Like not Lacoste, not Nahas. You trust Kyle's opinion.
What does that say if I'm the trustable one, though?
That,
You should probably just focus on the game.
Yeah. That's SOS to Fog. Come back. Come back. We still need you here. Let's look at the game. Let's look at the draft. Paneler's leaning a little bit closer towards Evil Geniuses, but I don't know about you, Kyle, but I'm sitting here going, EG, you actually have to prove to me that even with a good draft, you can actually win. Itemization and the execution of game 1 just felt very scattered.
Yep.
It's the best word I'm going to look for.
Scattered is, I would say, just desynced.
Yep.
Just by the way they were itemizing and playing around the map, it felt like there wasn't a team understanding of how they wanted to win that game. And I'm of the opinion that there's usually at least 3 or 4 ways for teams to win games. The most important part is just getting everybody on the same page and agreeing on, hey, this is the time we're going to look to do this. This is when we're trying to win the game. And
but for everyone who didn't have the education that Kyle was like just throwing down during the break, you literally go into the stats screen at the end of the game and look at the item timings. When do you get Roshan? When does one team get all their BKBs and their critical items?
You could have had a timing where you had Vlad's, HOD, and a Yasha on Arteezy. It's like 11, 12 minutes into the game. You are unstoppable. You Ion Shell your Jug, and he runs at things. You walk into Roche, I don't know how you fight, and then you just wait. And now there's a BKB, there's a Solar Crest, and it's suddenly even footing. They blow an Omni Slash to kill a PA. It seems great, but respawn times are so low that now you give away Roche, and the game gets blown out of proportion. But you know what? That's in the past. We're in game 2. I love the Doom pick, just like the panel. It's one of the more annoying heroes to play against as Darkseer because you have so much self-sustain. And Doom purges Surge, it purges Ion Shell, and it makes Darkseer a very, very sad purple man.
Yeah. That it does. The only question really is it's in the laning phase. So Doom is fantastic at this, but it's an old school combination once again. The Darkseer has already been fantastic by himself, but here we go once more. S4 did this to him in the first game. Now it's Pasha and Roger who do it the other way around. A double Iron Shell, block the wave, burn it out, and then we'll see how S4. Zero Armor Hero deals with... Okay, well he's not going to all of them. In fact, one denial, but... a Zero Armor Hero, S4, how's he deal with Roger? Even with a fresh Iron Shell, they actually TP down to the bottom lane to work with Ramses.
This is the new status quo for this tournament. It's just one team aggro tri-laning, and traditionally, you've got an off-laner
flies in trouble.
waves.
Flies in a lot of trouble. But the rolling boulder from Roger, it doesn't connect, but at the same time, it means he doesn't get stunned up by Fly. So, small mercies, Illuminate's available, and the target, Fly doesn't move off the line, and Roger, he's going in pretty deep for it, finds the kill, and even has his rolling boulder to get away. Not to mention, he's actually down to 50 HP, so maybe even denial.
That's all set up because he's preemptively Ion Shelled before he TPs. That little bit of extra damage is what allows them to secure that kill. Good heads-up play, and I mean, that's just kind of standard, but still nice that VP looks to make that move, and you're going to have a repeat of the previous game where we have the tri-lane versus tri-lane and a Darkseer back-laning top. And it's just going to be a trade in the safe lane. So what'll happen middle? I think the Pugna is a bit weaker than the OD against Furion, but I mean, I was wrong once, could be twice, you never know.
Yeah, no one seemed to outplay Sumail in game one, but that's also an OD. Like, you build up your intelligence, Astral Imprisonment allows you to change around. Pugna's a little bit more straightforward, but is the idea behind Pugna? Oh, here we go again on bottom, with a small kickback into the Illuminate. The supports are too far away from Arteezy. Crit and Fly rotated towards the west. Now Arteezy will get some space. Stick Charges gave him the life to survive. Solo, the chain stun will be there. Crit and Fly working together to bring down Solo, but that doesn't stop Roger from going in deep on Arteezy. Again, the Stick Charges being burnt from Arteezy will give him the life. Reflects coming off cooldown, and Ramses, well, that's already done. Roger finds the kill on Arteezy. Support for core.
Yep. You'll take that if you're the side of VP, I'm sure. And
yeah, you got Arteezy on 4 CS. He missed the creep wave experience underneath the tier 1 tower too.
And look at mid as well, man. No one, obviously his CS is going to be a bit inflated because he's killing some of the Treants spawned by Sumail, but still doing a great job mid lane. Again, I don't know if this matchup...
It's a 200 net worth advantage 3 minutes in. So even with the CS inflation, it's still more. You can say goodbye to Roger, just denying himself out to the towers.
It's curious, and up top, you're going to always have an advantage as the Darkseer because you're going to be farming 2 or 3 creep camps per spawn. Doom, as you said, Zero Armor Hero, and just, you don't have any wave clears, so you're forced to kind of just run in circles under tower, and that's your method of accelerating, whereas Darkseer, he gets bonus, and look at this, Furion threatening the TP.
I love Pasha, the way he just played that was so damn good. He knew he's visible. Ramsey's in a little bit of trouble on bottom. Solo, a quick Illuminate, trying to get as much damage out as possible, but the chain's done. Fly, it's a great swell up, and Solo, even his run away, they cannot reach him, however. So EG will still get the kill on Ramsey. That's a big win.
That was a really good job by EG. They recognize the meta and immediately go forwards. So now you're going to have Ramsey CP back, but for a full 2 minutes, he's going to not have that incredibly powerful laning tool, and that makes this tri-lane from VP even weaker than it already was. Tiny support. We saw in the previous game. Crit, a Grimstroke, like they just represent so much magic damage the moment they hit level 2. The tree, PA with the dagger spam immediately leaping in with that high reach W.
Yep.
You can't be on the back foot here against the CG lineup. They will find ways to punish you and claim kills.
They need more spam to almost go the opposite direction, like push the tri-lane out. That's what Keeper of the Light's really good at. But so far, like Solo's been working his way up to getting the chakra, and he's been giving over to Ramses. I thought like he'd spam Reflect or something like this. Like, there it is again.
It's a forgotten mechanic, and part of the reason perhaps we see EG prioritizing this mid-profit. When tri-lanes were so popular in the past, what was mid? They'd either be these early rotating cores or ones that had some form of global damage. And if you think about it, Prophet, even though he's a bit behind in the lane, he's already level 5. You're going to have that Wrath of Nature a threat before 6 minutes. And this tri-lane, everyone's level 3.
There's your battle coming out for the bounty runes.
Like,
Crit was still able to get it, and oh, hello! Rolling Boulder down, but Crit will toss Roger over to Arteezy. And now your Doom's being used. So this is that laning matchup you were talking about. S4 versus Darkseer. He's trying to use the Iron Shell and juke it around the tree lines. So S4 does cop a hell of a lot of damage. In fact, he's almost going to go down. But this is still a Doombringer. No Scorched Earth level up, but survives.
Yep, that was really well played by S4. You always want to get that kill with the Doom. Pasha just didn't recognize the level up, otherwise he's most likely going to be far, far away in the back lanes and possibly even in the enemy jungle, because you just can't mess with the Doom when he acquires that ability.
That actually puts Doom to the top net worth. He's at 3.2k, and the highest net worth over on Virtus Pro actually belongs to the Darkseer, 2.4 and a bit.
Look at this, Furion in some trouble. They know he took that rune.
Yep, that's why they move over. Just slow him down. Roger's already got the kick and continue the control over on Sumail. Double damage or not, no one will bring him down.
This is one of the downsides about Furion. Just in this game, it was the same in the previous one where you're against this hero with this massive reach advantage. Earth Spirit now, PA previously. It's very difficult to survive because if you're alone, you're just fodder.
Tiny's TPing in, rolling boulder forward, over towards S4. They need a secondary Iron Shell to go to work, but Pasha, he doesn't have enough life to stay up, but Roger does. He can stick on top of S4, but does he really want to take on both of them? At the same time, mid, no one will go down as Fly works with Sumail to find the kill, and then they use the Wrath of Nature to get Roger at S4.
Nice.
Blocks the rolling boulder out, and Virtus Pro are the ones who are giving the early kills over to Evil Geniuses. 7-3 on the board. The top two net worth currently belong to EG.
Yeah, and this game is just going so much better, mostly in part to just the solo lanes. You know, all of a sudden EG isn't outmatched in either one. Connell.
Yep. Rolling in from Roger. Ramses wants to try and help out, but that big stun from Fly. But no one. He'll rotate in, looking for the kill over on PA. Sucks out the last bit of life, while Roger and Ramses focus on Fly, and they will find that kill.
Yep.
A quick rebuttal, as we would expect from Virtus Pro.
Yeah, and no one, as always, is the one to make that move, too. Great TP in. He ends up helping secure both kills. Call in the mid lane. Bear in mind, Ramses was jungling for quite some time.
He blinding lights, tries to push him back, but he didn't hit Sumail with it. He only hit Crit, but no one's here available to give the Decrepify a little bit of safety. A quick blast combining with the Illuminate, and Pasha rotates in as well with the Iron Shell. Inkswell from Fly can't actually get the stun he's really looking for, but the Doom on the Darkseer will remove him, but so is the Grimstroke, already out of the fight. No one, the distance, he's alive on 50 HP, bottling up and even gets himself an Arcane Rune to rejoin the engagement, while Roger is keeping the rest of EG under control. I say that until he dies. Sumail will begin his own TP away to safety. This is, I thought EG was going to get so much more out of that fight.
Yeah, it looked promising. I don't know if the Doom target should be anyone other than Pugna at this part of the game. S4 probably assumed that no one was going to go down, and he did live with just barely 50 HP. Like, that's the kill you really want if you're EG. Opens up the tower as well. And look at this Arcane Rune Pugna. He's going to get so much damage on this mid tower as well.
They're coming to fight once more. And with S4 with these early game items, just like game one, Phase Boots and Drums, they can move really quickly. Decrepify from no one. He'll get back underneath the tier 1 tower. And how much life has he got? TP support's on the way, but with the Wrath of Nature and all the burst damage they have, there was no keeping that Pugna alive.
I love the build from S4 as well. The max point, like max Infernal Blade.
Oh, the dodge. I don't think Fly totally intended that. He's got the silence over on the ES, back and back. The double Iron Shells are burning through the Grimstroke. Doom will make his way up, but there's not much more to really be gained now.
S4 is walking around with 1500 health, 20 HP regen, phase drums, max Infernal Blade. Every 4 seconds, you're going to pop off like near 400 damage. You cannot mess with Doom right now. Look how farmed he is. Like this is the kind of lineup I feel like EG excels with, where all of their cores are capable of finding kills and playing active, but they also are naturally just farming the map so efficiently because of the nature of the kits.
Solo's on the runaway. Arteezy, Crit working together after Sumail helped initiate it. And this is when they can actually use the treants and push down lanes. Get aggressive, because they need to be able to do this. No one's going to do the exact same thing. He's got Nether Blast, that tier 1 tower in mid. You know his days are already numbered. Pasha going for the 10-minute rune up on top after Doombringer. They're surrounding him for the moment, but damn, Doom just turns on. It's only level 1 Scorched Earth, but the high movement speed just lets Doom in and out so quickly.
It's like literally the exact same 3 heroes to open the draft for EG, but it looks so much better when you have a Doom to play around instead of a Darkseer to go with your Arteezy hero and the Furion, because you have someone active, beefy, that's going to constantly be running at enemies, and got stuns, Toby. You've got some stuns.
You've actually got to toss in. Doom, just throw him in. He's holding that ultimate. Now he'll let it rip over on the Pugna. Wrath of Nature to ensure the kill as Critty actually claims it as the Tiny. And that's a huge win for EG. They take the bottom tier 1 tower, and the mid tower was denied. That's why EG were fortifying up just to buy that perfect space.
Yep. And this is the downside of Darkseer. You know, this is a hero I played a ton back in the day, and it feels bad in games that like this because you can't make plays independently. You're reliant on your teammates. The best you can do is surge someone in Ion Shell and forwards. And in both of these games, both Game 1 and Game 2, it feels like the more active enemy offlaner just has such an incredible game impact, and Darkseer is just relegated to spamming his shield, you know, farming some camps here and there, but that's all you can do.
It's like, I need to buy survivability items. It's all about the sustain, but in this game from EG's, their offlaner S4, he's actually able to be that hard disable. If you could just... Doom is always like referred to as that ability that deletes one hero from a team fight. And if he hits the Pugna, that's a total delete.
It's just, I love these strength offlaners that can itemize for survivability without compromising their damage output. And sure, Beastmaster going Vlad Solar Crest, it's not purely defensive. There's a lot of offensive firepower.
He's strong.
You look at Doom, like, you don't need any items. Like, you're gonna just run around spamming Infernal Blade. You can just solely focus on making sure you stay alive to get more of them off. And here comes the smoke.
Oh, they're going to break it pretty quickly, and they found a pretty damn good target. Pugna has high movement speed, ran up the hill and far away thanks to haste. The Ignis thrown down from Sol to create a little bit more space, but the Ignis is already downed.
You're just not in a position to fight if you're VP. Your Terrorblade is still just hard farming the jungle, and you have a Darkseer Pugna? How are you going to turn around and fight EG? I don't even think you can kill Doom.
Good question.
You need level 6 on the Earth Spirit for sure, just to have the damage output, because right now, you know, Pugna is all of your DPS, and they're just too tanky on the side of EG.
Also, the other hero to look at is the Terrorblade. He is a big part of this. If he does get big enough that damage output's quite high, and then you've got the Sunder target, EG believe they have a fight, and the turnaround can be available for VP, and VP are masters at the turnaround. They're looking for a fight at the moment, but don't see Arteezy. Blur is a great ability.
But you gotta bear in mind, there's a reason EG take PA into the Terrorblade. Now that Sunder doesn't puncture BKB, it means that at a certain point in this game, you're gonna have to fear the Doom, you fear PA jumping on you. Like, there's so much burst magical damage just from a Grimstroke and a Wrath of Nature. I'm interested to see the interaction. Can you Wrath of Nature a soulbound target?
Can you kill Sumail as he begins his first TP? No one's got all the drain in the world. All he had to do was cancel the TP scroll with the vac. I'm just kind of more surprised to see this item build coming in once again from the PA. I know Battle Fury is good, but is this what you want to have? Like, do you want to have early game items over on the PA to sync with this good early timing of EG?
This I like a lot more because Arteezy isn't relied upon to make any plays necessarily. Previously, you have a Darkseer. I think as the Jug, you're responsible to get involved in the game. Your Darkseer is forced to play around you. This game, Doom is perfectly fine doing his own thing, and then the team's playing around Doom. And that's cool. Arteezy, he gets to just be the one, he gets to farm. Go with that Battle Fury. At some point, you pick up the BKB, and look at the Ancient stacks they already got ready as well. This is going to be so sweet for Artur. I expect they'll probably try and get one more off before he actually completes the BF.
Darkseer is surging away as quick as he can up on top. Prophet, Sprout, whoops, that one's going to miss. But then again, there's also a Quelling Blade on the Darkseer, so there are escape options available. The Virtus Pro were trying to buy more time. Ramsey just had a pretty it's a large amount of free space. He's almost caught up to the net worth of the Doombringer. He is ahead of the PA. In fact, now you say that, he's actually ahead of the Doombringer.
Yeah, but bear in mind, Doom deletes a hero from the game. And Terrorblade, like we saw this, he invented the Doom counter in
Doombringer in real close. They got the disarm. They want to try and find the kill with the Ignis. Doombringer just walks back in, but he does get the Doom off over on the Darkseer. But this allows ES with the Magnetize to kill Fly off. So say goodbye to one hero on both sides. The denial? Really? No one sure, really. The illusions come over from the Darkseer illusions, chasing after S4. Another kick combining with the blast. Doom goes down. No one's getting so much money from this fight. Crit can go on a mega kill streak, but look at no one's aggression to work with the Keeper of the Light. They just get the drain and another kill in. No one will claim this one, and they want more. They want the tiny Nether Ward. It gets planted down. Crit doesn't look like he has got any intention of turning around, but the body block is the Darkseer illusion of the Grimstroke that's making it so hard to walk away that no one doesn't commit to the fight. Instead, they lose solo, maybe a little bit too deep, but Ramses taking the bottom tier 1 tower. Fortification will delay this, and Arteezy, does he really want to fight this? Sunder's available from Ramsey, so he can try and turn into Arteezy at the right time, but he needs teammates, and that's who's coming over. EG, sense it, back up.
Yep, nice play from Artur, though, just to apply a little bit of pressure, but look at that. EG's lead is just evaporated. They were 5k ahead what felt like less than 5 minutes ago, and all of a sudden we have an even game on our hands. S4's advantage has disappeared, and
no one took over 800 gold from that. Now they go to S4 with no Doom available.
Wow.
They feel it's a time to fight, but Terrorblade could not survive. Crit had the damage to finish the job, but the fact, the control, you've still got no one's Nether Ward, making it difficult for EG to really get anything out of this. Ramses, alright, he's the one to actually take it with the illusion. Sure, do it.
that was a blink reveal on the Tiny, and the next engagement you're going to get a blink reveal on the Doom, a triple Tiny stun toss combo into the Centaur stun from the Doom. You can't ask for anything more from Crit. One of your best playmaking fours in the game at Dota 2, and checking out the heat map of Ramses. Eventually he'll cross the river, but you know, it's a little early. He needs to gather some more items before crossing the river into enemy territory.
It's the safe farming, and he knows he needed it, like the Manda style, which was he has the money for.
Yeah,
it would have given him potentially the stats to survive long enough to, I don't know, sunder and get back into the game.
It's kind of incredible how farmed Ramses is, though. He also did pick up a huge streak on S4, though. He microed his illusion to actually grab that last hit, and that was, what, I think, plus 700 damage? No?
For the kill,
485.
485 for that kill. It was 800-ish that Pugna got from the top lane fight as well. So these items are just going to start to skyrocket.
Yep. And the thing about the way gold is calculated, and this is something that maybe someone with a math degree can really get the facts on, but the net worth differential now is really weird and funky because the team that's behind ends up getting nearly like twice as much gold from kills on enemy cores, like core to core, especially if you have less net worth individually. And in addition, that's streak gold, man. It's so annoying because you're doing great, you feel happy, you got like 6 in a row, and then all of a sudden...
Comeback mechanic.
Yeah, it's just so much gold that goes the way of cores when you end streaks. And VP does a good job of always trying to make sure that their cores are the ones that get that extra bounty. Of course, Ramses kind of takes it into his own hands last hitting Illusion while dead, but hey, that just proves, always keep your hands on the keyboards, kids. You never know what could happen.
Same thing, like Darkseer goes down, you micro the Grimstroke. I'm a little surprised they backed off from it, but they were also looking for the fight on bottom lane at the same time to get down there and help Ramses. But it's the money on the Pugna. So how does VP approach this? The fights have been pretty back and forward. Do they look for that instant kill? Do you get more burst damage onto the Pugna? Do I dare say the word Dagon? Actually in for Pugna?
You could. He's thinking about it. He doesn't even have anything queued up yet.
He's got 2.2k. That's the reason why I think we can actually discuss it.
I'm okay with it, but it's just, you never know because you already have a hood on the Doom. He might just buy a pipe next.
So what's your other item choices? Like, is Necro Books? That's another one of the staple items of Pugna.
What?
Just saying.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm just tripping.
Okay.
What else do you want on him? Yep.
This game is tough because you're playing against a PA that's going... next item is BKB. He's finished the Battle Fury. He's going to buy BKB. So you could go the Dagon, but the moment he picks that item up, you're all of a sudden real squishy and real scared, and you have absolutely no way to threaten Artur anymore. It's up to him, really.
It's like, what else do you have?
You could make an argument for a Force this game, a Yules as he's going now. I could see... it's tough. It's a real rough Pugna game, to be honest.
That's a lot of early game items with nothing that actually ensures you win the fight. It's you prolong the fight. Especially with crits so farmed, like you're dealing... Pugna, the one thing he hates is heroes that can blink on top of him and do a ton of burst magical damage. Especially if there's a stun attached. Now you have a Tiny and a Doom. Like, you're just going to get obliterated if you get initiated on. And you're going to need near flawless positioning. And there's no one, so if anyone can do it, it's him. You got the
if you want to survive these fights.
You got the 17-minute Yules. So fast to just blast down the waves when you've got Chakra behind you.
Ramses did finish the Mance, as you said. Curious to see what he goes for next item. EG, might want to be thinking about Roche pretty soon. They have the blink on Doom. They have the blink on Tiny, so you do have the ability for sure to just kind of dominate the map, find a couple of kills, and that looks like they might be doing just that.
Some LTP's over, actually gets the sprout over on Solo. Now Solo quickly tries to run away. Pasha surges over quickly to be involved, and I think no one kind of wants to get in on this fight, and they find a target. It's Grimstroke. The stun just delays up Roger a second, then he gets kicked up the hill. And damn, no one hurts so hard.
Oh yeah.
He's even still got like a Tango sitting in his inventory and not the Null Talisman, so he's not even looking at full buffs.
Well, it's to get out of Sprout.
Yeah.
It's actually a real heads-up decision, and I expect him to keep Tangos in his backpack as this game continues. This is really smart. It's similar to buying Dust against Invis heroes. If you're playing against Prophet, good players always have some method of tree cutting, especially when you're a Pugna in this kind of game. You can't catch a disable. You cannot be in a position where you are locked in place for more than even a second or two, because you are food for any of these tanky strength initiators that have that blink in tool.
He is going to go for the Dagon, by the way.
I don't mind it. I think especially when you're playing against a Grimstroke, a Furion, you can always burst these heroes. You're going to have a Veil on the Earth Spirit as well. You don't need physical damage, obviously. You've got Ramses. He's actually going to be going for Butterfly next item. That's aggressive.
The scan's out from my other side. Actually going to miss on both fronts. It does allow EG to get an aggressive Dire Observer Ward down. They got the target they kind of want to get if they can get the kill, which is the harder. With Manta up on Ramses, it's a lot more difficult, but that one's easier. They take down Solo.
Yep. I like the decision from Pasha here. One of the most perennially underrated players in Dota 2, I feel, because he just gets no shine, partly because his other core players are so great, but he's going to be rushing Spirit Vessel now, and I think that that's perfect. It is perfect for this game, because otherwise I have no idea how you're planning on killing Doom. He's walking around with 40 health regen.
Yeah, that needs to be stopped.
And
at the same time, like I think EG will be looking for Roshan. Phantom Assassin just picked up a double damage rune, and she is definitely looking for a kill. While Crit and Roger get to just play with each other on the top river.
This is
smoke up. This is, I think it was just in range of the Dire Observer Ward, so EG should be aware of this and sit on the high ground. And it's Fly, who maybe didn't actually see it. He'll get instantly decrepified up. The Soulbind does keep Pugna together, and the chaining stuns really, really nice, allowing for the Tiny combination. But the Nimbus is actually enough. The Ignis, sorry, that's going to actually hold Tiny in position and allow Virtus Pro to reset with the mech heal from Darkseer. But Doombringer, he's jumping in. He wants the kill with the follow-up Doom Stomp. The crit, it actually doesn't come, so Keeper of the Light survives on 40 HP while the ES will die. Blinding Light will buy a little bit of space with no TP scroll. Coddle has to run to the side shop to escape. They have Blink off Doom, and that's why Coddle, into the trees, has TP and still actually has to wait.
Man, that was very fortuitous for VP that did not go worse. EG was ready and excited for that fight. They had just got the BKB on Artur, and they were ready to wipe the floor with Virtus Pro, and instead they get away just losing the Earth Spirit.
But this is
to walk into the pit.
They're looking towards Roshan.
You've got meta, but no Sunder on the Terrorblade, but I agree with this decision. VP, you are not in a position to fight into a Phantom
Roger,
Assassin
he's
right
going for the rolling boulder, but there's the block from S4. Tries to kick him away, but Earthspirit locked inside the Sprout. It's kind of worth the shot from Roger. He had the timing right.
Oh, look at the coddle.
Yep, on the run once again. This early Orchid pickup actually just helps ensure the kill. It doesn't really make or break it.
EG playing very fast, and this game it just feels like their item, the timing they want to play for just makes a lot more sense with the replacement of Darkseer with Doom in their lineup. And all of a sudden it feels like they're peaking about now, this 22 to 24 minute mark, whereas in the previous game, that's when VP just seemed to come online and all of a sudden snowball through the game. And you can't deal with Doom, you can't deal with PA. If you're VP, it's just cat and mouse for at least the next 5-10 minutes.
And really cat and mouse for Pasha. Crippling Sofa, but Pasha is just one step ahead of him.
And
as Sentry observing everywhere. That's a little bit obvious underneath the PA illusions, however.
And I think Ramses has definitely recognized the game state, going for what I would argue is the optimal farming build on Terrorblade. Just Manta into Butterfly, no BKB, no Scotty, no survivability. It's all about acceleration because, as we've said over and over, you just can't fight EG right now. And I'd like to see, you've got this great ward, they scouted out the coddle, they see the Terrorblade, they should be able to counter that ward that Solo just placed as well. EG, you gotta be feeling good.
They have to get close enough for it. Fly already knew about the other one, so chop down the aggressive Observer ward. Roger jumps in a little bit deeper, gets a silence over on PA, but that's why Arteezy triggers the BKB, turns around to kill off the Ignis, and there's nothing they can do about it. In fact, you just soul bind up S4, he's in trouble, and actually tossing away Solo, blinding light, unable to actually connect, so it's a 1-for-1 trade-off, but can Ramses, he actually get the Sunder off, he doesn't have a great target, but then again, he can just keep beating in through the Aegis Immortal off the PA, getting rid of anything else that's there. Roger, great rolling boulder forward, PA still continuously locked in that kick, flies through Arteezy and Samel. Arteezy wanted to jump back out again, but he doesn't get the opportunity to do so. Ramses still never finds the point where he wants to swap life because he's just been taking it all from Evil Geniuses. Solo will now finally die. Samel TP out, won't happen. Evil Geniuses, one by one, Ramses just pummels them down and the rest of VP finish him off.
Wow.
Yeah, what the... I don't know.
You just, meta Terrorblade just had full vision of an engagement and killed everyone, Toby.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
I like that fight if EG take it up near that other high ground where they have established vision control.
Where the ES started the fight.
Instead, they just over-pursue. Like, no one goes down. Perhaps that makes you a bit over-eager, but, like, the Orchid is ineffective. He has a Manta. You cannot kill him. Yes, you have a hood on S4, but he's walking around. He just picked up that plate mail. Unfortunately, he had the gold for it last fight, but hadn't purchased it. He got shredded by Ramses because he's optimized his damage output.
Okay. Spirit backed off. And remember that surging forward of Roger.
That whole fight.
Simulated.
That whole fight is just S4 doesn't have a plate mail. Plus armor represents a 5% increase in EHP per point against physical damage, and he is 2,000. Like, that's an extra 1,000 health. He's not gonna die. Instead, in the duration of what felt like a 3-second sprint, he went from full HP to 0.
Yep. That's like it never felt like Ramses was even stressed.
No, I mean he's chilling.
He's sitting on the back lines. ES is able to continuously get like these chain stuns and kicks, so Evil Geniuses can't even walk away. And the one hero they thought they could get, like they were tossing Keeper's Light actually out of the fight. Now Crip will get the toss around on no one. Another ward down, Samel's there to help out, and one attack. Sure, that'll do it.
And I know I said cat and mouse, but I guess I meant more like Tom and Jerry. One of those scenarios where Jerry hides a mallet somewhere under a table and slaps Tom in the face. All of a sudden, EG's lead evaporates, and we're probably going to have a bit of a stalemate as we wait for that second Roach to spawn, which is still quite some time away.
But meanwhile, Ramses continues to get bigger. A BKB now on the Terrorblade, combining with the Manta and the Butterfly he's already got. top net worth on the board by far, and this Phantom Assassin's damage isn't really seeming to escalate much more.
Well, Ramsey's, again, like that butterfly, he's just all about the acceleration. He was never trying to win this game at 20 minutes. BKB now, sure, because they're approaching that timing where they're ready to fight, but he's just been banking gold, and he made so much off that fight. Arteezy, I like the BKB choice, certainly the right call, but that was the fight EG really wanted to win. Looking forwards, you've got pretty good vision placed forwards on the map right now for the Dire side. You can see the circle drawn by Artur. This is the area of the map you want to look to be playing in. Look at VP. We don't want to play in that area.
We're just going to go straight through the bottom lane. What a great idea. Hey, Ramses, can you take care of this for us?
Are we going to do the patented? It is going to be the play. Yep. No, where's the smoke? Do they have one? No, they don't. I thought they were going to do my favorite VP move where they just smoke his 4 behind one of their cores and bait him. They do that very often.
You mean like game 1, Ramses walked up through the mid? Then again, you didn't need smoke for that one. He just needed a BKB. But it's exactly the same type of timing as game 1. Ramses gets a BKB, push him to the front lines, VP just sit behind. And it's up to EG if they want to try and stop losing outside property. This tier 2 tower, do they even defend it? Probably not. Observer Ward and Sentry is already down. VP with the vision once again established.
And not just that, they're playing with more tempo on the map.
They usually just go up.
They can. Like at the very least, you spam some illusions and force heroes back to base. And
you've got blast. Like you don't even need to properly commit inside the base when you got nether blast.
And the cobble spam as well to decrease the cooldown.
Yeah. No backdoor regen from it. Ramses will TP to the top lane, so they're not going to give up their tier 2 towers. Pugna's going to go towards the mid. I think Solo's the only one who hasn't gotten out very quickly, but they saw the TP in from Arteezy.
Yeah, they did a great job though. I mean, you're in a position where EG 4K gold ahead, 3 of the top 4 net worths, although of course Ramses is in that top spot. You got to be feeling good, but with that one move, you know, all they did was mirror EG's movements, and because Terrorblade has so much more building threat than PA, EG is the team forced to be defensive and respond first. And again, looking at the itemization of VP, I just love it. I love Pugna is buying a Linken's. That is so good, and I'm sure Ramses is going to probably be queuing one up either. Yep, does he have it already? No, that's the Pugnas. I think Ramses buys a Linken's too. He might go Scotty first, but it's incredible to have double Linken's against the Doom.
Oh, keep up. He'll get a blinding line out, but that will not save him.
And this game is so hard for S4 to play now. You have to get a Doom on the TB or the Pugna, and I feel like it's got to be the Terrorblade just because of how over-farmed he is. But that's difficult with the Linken spam.
Yep.
You've got to make moves.
What have you got to trigger? Like, do you even consume a different... You consume a different creep, so you don't have the Centaur Stomp anymore?
I think initiating with the Centaur Stomp into like an Orchid cancel, Dagger cancel, something of that nature could be the most effective, but it's just that it makes the game now kind of quirky. Because if the Doom goes off, EG's probably going to win the fight, and if the Doom gets Linken's, they're probably going to lose the fight, and that you're going to just be balanced on a knife's edge, just praying that your ability is effective.
I'm still wondering if that's really going to be the big decider. Like, does he still go for the Pugna? If they don't kill Ramses off and they actually doom him, then Ramses will just survive through it. Like, what if he does get his immunity? It's so difficult to get that initial jump, even with the Linken Sphere.
The problem is that it goes both ways, right? Because Ramses could easily just throw his Linken's onto the Pugna. You know, you never really know. And it just makes it difficult, especially when you consider the Will-O-the-Wisp that could always be placed down to counter-initiate as well.
You got double Linken's to try and break through with no range ability to easily trigger, unless you're going to start counting like Wrath of Nature bounce.
That's, interesting. But bear in mind, look at the EG lead. Doom, especially after you pick up that level 15 talent where you get 140 bonus or 150 bonus Devour Gold, they went from 4K to 7K, even though it feels like VP's farmed more of the map and EG hasn't really left their side of the woods. They're still accelerating faster, and I mean, like I said, nothing's really going to happen, but the big bad Roshan comes up in 1 more minute, and then I think we'll start to see some bloodshed.
Yep. Unless VP can find a fight before then, which would probably be their more desired way to go. But these observers and sentries that have just been sitting around the top bounty rune, it's seen so much of the VP movements that every single time VP want to go for a fight, they haven't found it. But now they try something else. A 4-man smoke up, they're going to wrap around, the smoke breaks on the Earth Spirit. It was just, I think, in range of that Dire Observer ward. So EG are totally ready. Solo will break 2. They jump down. No toss up, which means Keeper of the Line might be able to survive through this. No, he doesn't. S4 jumps down to find the kill, but Tunny's in the same amount of trouble. Metamorphosis burnt by the Terrorblade. Buyback comes in from the Keeper of the Light. Roshan's still got another 30 seconds before he spawns up.
Near max spawn time on that, Toby. VP, bit of overextended now because you're going to have no meta, and the pit will be an objective. I don't know if you can fight the EG lineup without that meta available.
They're just going to push tier 2 tower. They have to get something for the Metamorphosis, but that's why Sumail's already on bottom lane. He's down there as a Prophet, keeping the pressure in, but they push pretty damn hard in mid, so VP can already TP back to defend.
And you saw Ramses he went for the Scotty, so he's still trying to optimize his damage output, and that means he has to pop meta early. You can't catch Doom before meta is popped. And you're in a position now as VP where you're forced to seed the Roche pit. EG, I think you can take this for free. VP may look to respond. Very risky though.
You have a minute and a half before Metamorphosis is back off cooldown. Actually, just take it back when Chakra comes in.
Yeah. You're gonna have an Abyssal finished up on Ramsey soon. Like, bear in mind, the entire lineup of EG will scale well. We have an Orchid on the Prophet, the Battle Fury on Artur, and a Doom. All 3 of these heroes are going to be forces as this game transitions.
He's going to go. Does he get around Fly? Fly's got the body block out right. Ramses with the Lincoln Sphere on him, looking for a fight, and maybe he has one. The rolling boulder forward. Damn, they kill off the Grimstroke quickly.
We got a DD.
And yeah, Terrorblade with that extra damage. The Vac back in again, and they've got everyone copy up. The Doom did go on the Terrorblade, but he got the BKB off as well. So EG haven't deleted that one hero yet. They're looking for the one, but it's Roger who turns on the Magnetize. S4 and Arteezy, the ears are ringing, and Ramses just surged forward. He goes after Sumail in the backline. Sumail TP out in time, barely makes it. Arteezy, the Aegis will burn, but in 8 seconds time, Ramses will have his Metamorphosis back. They've still got gems on the deck. The rolling boulder and again, Roger is, what a great controller throughout this entire fight. Arteezy can't get the easy kill over on the Coddle just because he's got the coup de grace, but damn, 90 seconds with no Arteezy. There's no buyback available, and Metamorphosis is off cooldown.
Toby, his courier had his full Abyssal left on it, and it died.
In the fight? Oh.
And not just that, but that removes his kill ability. And did you see no one just explode him? Like, VP, they're just outplaying EG in these engagements.
So
oh my god, like, Ramses just slaughters the Doom with his DD active, and they peel him out of there just in time. The Doom is then squandered, and all of a sudden, he's surged forward at 700 move speed, and meta's up, and now they're in the base.
Sumail should consider himself very lucky he got to survive that. That's why he can add this pressure once again on the bottom lane. Darkseer will do the counter push, but it's Ramses who continues this aggression. I'm also loving this sync that comes from the Keeper of the Light, working with the Terrorblade. They keep dropping down the Metamorphosis cooldown time. It's the real ulti of the Terrorblade, and he almost had it up for that fight to begin. So a double lane of racks taken by Virtus Pro. You said it yourself, Kyle. Terrorblade is so much more of a threat to buildings than the PA is, and that just proves it. 2 lanes of racks now in favor of Virtus Pro.
And they're just, God, they're just so deadly. Somehow they turn, that was a fight with no meta. Into Aegis, they used 2 buybacks. I mean, of course, Solo gets the fight started in a fashion that he is so well practiced at, beating his life away and immediately buying back. Roger with a clutch buyback as well to ensure they finish those kills on the PA +1. I mean, just great play. Like, they understand that little margin that they have with which they could win a fight. They know how to abuse it, and somehow they pull victory out of a game that I feel like even EG fans were starting to get optimistic about.
It's like, hey, EG's looking really good. The graphs were going their way. It was about 7,500 net worth advantage. The experience is up around 6.5k as well, but everything is going vertical.
And Ramses just, he has an MKB. Like, my god, and I love the itemization on Pasha too. Like, he has the Vessel, we discussed why that was so crucial, but he also has Greaves and Vlad. Somebody's got to buy the Vlads with the Terrorblade, and at this point...
It's even more than that. He gets the Lotus Orb, so you got Lincolns, you got multiple layers of protection for any hero from Virtus Pro that wants to force the high ground against evil geniuses. They don't have to wait.
And look, it will be a Lincoln's last item on Ramses. He's finished it. It's going to go grab it right now. And to your point, how do you reliably get a Doom off against 3 different methods of nullifying it?
You'll have double Lincolns plus the Lotus Orb.
You have the Abyssal now on our tour. The Courier did respawn. But I question whether or not he'll have enough damage. That Rapier he's got queued up might be necessary.
Are they going to look for this fight? Yeah, 25 on Arteezy. He's got a lot of crit to let go. They go after the Terrorblade. The silence is out, but then again the Ignis makes it difficult for EG to continuously move forward. But that's why Nature's Prophet just TPs over the top. They'll end up killing off Terrorblade. No buyback available for both Ramses as well as Solo. Problematic to say the least. EG will have to go into a slight recovery.
I was sick. That's exactly what they needed. And look at the vision that they placed preemptively for that engagement. They knew something was up. It's a very smart decision. The top shrine is going to be VP's next target, and they ensure that they're ready to fight around it immediately. They get the Doom off on Terrorblade. What do you know? He goes down, but it's going to get difficult to do that as this game continues. And really, it's just going to take one mistake from EG for VP to close this game out. They've got to continue to play crisp. They need to get Arteezy that next item and ensure that they're fighting around Doom, and it's got to be cast on Ramses.
He had the target this time around. I also like Sumail's way, TPing over towards the bounty runners to sprout up so he blocks off any kind of retreat from Virtus Pro. They had no choice but to take that fight. But now we'll see EG try and go against the high ground defense of a Keeper of the Light. They're still going up against the super creeps in both the mid and the bottom. It's not megas yet, but it's something they're still worried about. The top lane is pushing in. The momentum is the way of Virtus Pro. It's a little too easy to get as well because you can just iron shell up a creep and this wave just pushes back. So EG are already in retreat. They can't make the most of the death timer of Terrorblade.
And now VP, you've got a window. You know Doom is on cooldown for at least another 50 seconds. Do you just make a play, utilize that AoE surge, and just get out on the map ASAP and try and take some buildings? You only need one more Rax to secure Megas.
It seems dangerous. Like, you still don't know exactly where EG's planted vision. You've lost control of the map for a large period of time.
It's crazy. TB is playing without boots, and even without Assange and Yasha, Ramses is running around at 402 move speed. Agility, baby.
There was one upside. The fact that Gem of True Sight is still in the hands of Roger.
And bear in mind, we have to consider the Grimstroke factor as well. We've got a Doom. We've got Hex on Sumail.
You want to see a double Doom?
Yeah. I'm still sad there was never a sequel to that movie, but I guess when you killed The Rock, who's left to star, right?
They're going to see all 3 Observer Wards of Evil Genius. They got to get rid of every single one of them too. They actually didn't see the one further to the south.
Dire's top tower.
But that small window you're talking about, it's gone. Doom's already got it up.
They did not have a Lincoln's in the previous engagement on Ramses. It was still on Courier. Now you're going to have the Pugna applying one in addition to the one he owns himself. It's going to be even more challenging for S4 to get off that spell.
This just feels so stupid. Crit gets pushed back, the blinding light. Make sure there's no fun.
You got to make a move quick if you're EG. This damage output. Oh no, the Doom! It got Lincoln!
Already gone! No! It can't break through the Lincoln. Sumail's in the back lines once again. He does catch out the Pugna, but Ramses is the big one. Fighting underneath the Ignis with the BKB pressure up. Arteezy blinks up. He wants to get away. Buyback is available, but Ramses, he's an absolute beast. Actually cancelling the TP forward. I think they realize they've lost the top lane of Rax. 3 heroes down without buyback. The 2 big cores are up, but PP, they want to end this now. They're going for the tier 4 towers. They know if there's any more buybacks, they would have committed it, but as the timing out on the Metamorphosis, they make the most of it, force the GG call out from EG, and 2-0 their way into the winner's bracket semi-final.
S4 bought a refresher, Toby. He blinked in, doomed the Lincolns, pop refresher, died immediately without buyback, and man, VP, they look great. They look fantastic. Even though they're behind in this game, their understanding of their win condition